everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to look at a 12 World 1/12 scale diorama. This is specifically of a destroyed building, some brick wall remnants. This is a company, it's an overseas import. I'm honestly not sure if it's Chinese or Japanese. The side of the box is made in China, but that doesn't always tell the whole tale. It's specifically based on 1/12 scale. This is the first thing that I've been able to get from these guys. Kind of going to test the waters, see the quality. This thing is kind of pricey for what it is. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger, but I guess I'm fooling myself. If you look at the pictures I saw, they put figures in there so you know how big it is, so it's not like they tricked me or anything. I've seen a lot of other products from these guys on some websites, interlocking staircases, some other stuff like that. Really nice pieces, but boy, very expensive. I got this thing for $39 at bigbadtoystore.com. I imagine it's been available overseas for a little while, but who knows. So let's go check out the packaging here, and it's pretty bland. 12 World TW, 12 World Toys, 1'12", very important, 1/12 scale. That is for 6-inch figures. Can usually work for 7-inch figures as well. So you can see, pretty much just got a ruined brick wall. The pictures I saw, the detail looked great. So let's see here. Top, blank cardboard. Side, made in China, TW, 1/12. Here's the back, and I guess really this is the bottom. I believe this would be a barcode that BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store, put on this. Really not much going on in this package. So, who cares about the package? Let's open this guy up. And just so you know what we're working with here, here it is out of the package. Stuffed, covered in styrofoam, securely taped, nothing budging. And then a little bit interesting, didn't quite realize how it's packaged. Looks like there are 4 different layers here, each one containing a little piece inside, and you're gonna have to put together yourself. I just figured it'd be put together, securely packaged in the styrofoam. Alright, now that we got these pieces out of the package, there are 3 different pieces. This is gonna be the base, the middle, and the background wall. Now this thing is a little bit smaller than I expected, so a little bit disappointment right out the get-go. And if you were to try to buy a 1/12 diorama on eBay, you could get one made out of styrofoam for probably $20 or so, and it would look pretty decent. I've got some really good finds on eBay for that purpose. But this thing here, made out of a hard material, it's heavy, sturdy, soft on the bottom, so it's not going to scratch a glass table like this. It's scooting around. So I mean, this thing is definitely a much nicer quality, but it's going to look just a little bit better from what I can tell so far. So here it is, put together. Now, even though this thing is a little bit smaller than I'd like, it does look really good, and it's made of a very strong, sturdy material. One thing that was surprised the heck out of me is it doesn't connect with pegs. It literally just sits into place, which I'm not really super fond of either. And then here's a closer look at this destroyed building. As you can see, got some really nice detail, some nice texture. You can see brick, drywall, piping, damage all over it. Nice texturing on the bottom here. Thing does look pretty nice, albeit a little bit small. And if you want to display it from the back side, that is an option as well. It's not blank on the back like you might expect. Does look good. And it appears it is slightly customizable. You could put it in the center here, so you've got a little bit of base on the front, as well as on the back. Doesn't look like there's going to be really too many more options than these two. And while I was complaining about the $39 price tag at bigbadtoystore.com, I must say I didn't find it that cheap anywhere else. I found it at another website for $45, it was sold out. Another website for like $72, and I went to my Japanese import website, amiami.com, AMI.com, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. They had it for $55, a little bit over 6,000 Japanese yen. So, taking that into consideration, the best value you can get for this item is BBTS. Next, let's check out the measurements of this item. So, measuring it from the base to the top, notice I'm not doing it from the top of the table because this is as tall as your action figure is going to be compared to it. Sits at about 7.5 inches tall, equaling about 19 centimeters. If we look at the base, the width of it, also about 7.5 inches. And then the depth of the base, sitting at about 5 inches deep, which is about 12.5 centimeters. Next, let's show this thing off compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some action figures that seem appropriate to a destroyed building. Here's this diorama with some Mattel Multiverse Suicide Squad Rick Flag action figures. I had swapped a few of these guys to use as generic military troops, typically using them as Amanda Waller's people. They can also work good for Bane mercenaries. A lot of different uses for these guys, and they look good with this wall background. Here it is with some McFarlane Call of Duty figures. These guys here are more of a 6-inch scale, a little bit smaller than your typical McFarlane figures. Here it is next to some Plan B military toys. Plan B toys kind of went out of business a long time ago, but they had a really extensive military line. Here it is next to some DST or Diamond Select Toys Stargate action figures. These guys are in sort of militaristic looking outfits, so I use them for military figures in my action figure world. Here's this wall next to some NECA Aliens Colonial Marines figures. Then here's the diorama with the wall in the middle, turn the other direction. Got the Marine hiding on one side, an alien about to crawl over and get him. Here it is with a couple of Mafex figures. We've got the Dark Knight, Batman 3.0, as well as Bane catching his fist. Here it is with a Mafex Deadshot figure from the film Suicide Squad. Be cool, him creeping around a destroyed building, taking out and assassinating people. Next, let's test this thing out compared with some other comparable dioramas for 1/12 scale figures. Earlier I had mentioned getting a comparable size diorama on eBay made of styrofoam. I got this thing here for less than $20. Pretty good looking diorama, definitely not as good as this 12th World one. This thing here is made of styrofoam. It's pretty much the same size, it has a magnet in it, it can separate very easily. I do like that feature. I wish this one here would connect, interlock permanently, whether it have a peg or a magnet or something like that to at least give it a little bit more stability. I must say this thing here is quite superior in both detail and what it was made from. Now this is one of the first dioramas I thought of when deciding to buy this destroyed building diorama. This here is a junkyard diorama. It came with a Mezco 1/12 Dark Knight Returns Batman vs. Mutant Leader 2-pack. This here is also made of some really heavy, solid material and has a kind of ruined, destroyed building, junkyard type vibe to it. I also bought a pretty similar custom-made diorama on eBay. This thing was really cheap, probably less than $20, and it's made of some kind of styrofoam, lot cheaper material. Here it is next to a couple of different broken wall pieces from the film The Matrix. These came with a couple different figures and interlock with each other. Definitely comparable with the broken down building diorama. And at least for now, this is where this destroyed building wall is going to go in my action figure city, along with some of the other ruins. Fitting in pretty nicely here. Thing's pretty small, so it's definitely going to be moving around from place to place until I find a permanent spot for it. So overall, I must say, I'm pretty pleased with this diorama. My initial disappointment with how small it was, I kind of got over it as I handled this thing quite a bit. Very, very nice material, very sturdy, pretty heavy. It's got a nice little soft piece on the bottom to prevent from scratching a surface it's on. As I put different action figures and action figure lines with it, I do find it looks pretty good and definitely serves my purpose. Even the tallest 7-inch action figures are not taller than the wall in the background, which is pretty nice. And I thought I paid too much for it, but honestly, doing research, it looks like I got a pretty good deal. There's nowhere that has it as cheap as Big Bad Toy Store. If I were to rate this diorama, I think I'll go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. My initial reaction would have been a lot lower, but as I got to handle it and spend a little time with this thing and introduce it to my action figures, it's grown on me quite a bit. There are some other items from 12 World coming out in the near future, and honestly I'm probably going to just stay away from them. They're just a little bit smaller than I'd like, and they're very expensive. I did see some really cool staircases, and they're connectable to make different levels, but god, that'd be so expensive if you wanted to really make something cool out of it. I'll probably wait for some reviews on that to see if it's actually going to work for me or not. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this review. If you like the review, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the review, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figures or diorama reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll talk to you guys real soon.